and welcome back to the Division. Today we're looking at weapons, what they do, what the differences are, and what's good for what usage. And there's a whole bunch of weapons that the Division has to offer, and there arguably is no better one than the other, because it depends on how you play really as to what suits you and what doesn't suit you. So let's start with sidearms. You can see here on the weapon categories you have your primary weapon denoted by a 1, your secondary weapon denoted by a 2, and then the third weapon denoted by a 3 is your sidearm. There are two different types of sidearm basically. One is a type of, for example, this is a shotgun or shotgun type sidearm, where it has to be sawed off. It will fit in your holster, so the full length of course wouldn't, so things like that. And the other side is a pistol. So let's start off with the pistol. Pistol, quite simply, you'll be pleased to know it never runs out of bullets. You can see on the head-up display there that I have 6 rounds in my Magnum. Of course, the different type of pistols will give you things like different rates of shooting, how fast they shoot, the magazine, how many bullets there are in each clip, and also of course the power varies quite differently as to how much damage you're doing with each shot. But that little infinity sign between my 6 in my Magnum indicates that there is unlimited. So 6 shots, you will then need to refill to reload, but it is unlimited as to how many times you can do that, what bullets you've got left. Right click to aim. You can see there is the sidearm aiming crosshair, and underneath in orange you can see the shots. You can keep a tab on how many shots you've done. And that's how long it takes for the Magnum to reload. You see there's very little recoil even with the Magnum. You can control it nicely. I mean, I have got some skills that have helped with the recoil and stability. Stability is the one to go for if you find that you are suffering with recoil and not being able to keep the bullet shape. You can see the recoil how the gun goes up after I've fired. You can see it refilling, not costing me any extra bullets. And that's the pistol. Right, now let's switch over to the other alternative. So again, here we are again. Again, unlimited ammunition, as you can tell from the sign below the shots. But being a shotgun, it only has those 2 loads. Again, you right click and you can see there you've got the crosshair. You can see it's much wider here, as it would be being a shotgun. Less definition, but more power, much more power. And you can see this is roughly how long it takes to reload. Again, you can see the recoil is roughly the same as the Magnum. What I love about the shotgun as my sidearm, it's the one I normally take, is the fact if I'm being rushed and someone's right on top of me, a sawn off shotgun at close range will take them out. Okay, so let's move on to our other weapons now. There's a whole variety we can choose from. Let's start, I think, by looking at a shotgun. Now there are different types of shotguns. This one's a tactical shotgun. This has 7 in its clip. You can see it's not unlimited anymore. We're away from sidearms now. It still has the same crosshair as a shotgun, and you can see it has fires in the same way as a shotgun. It's a little bit slower because it's got 7 to refill. But the upside is 7 at a time. And quite easy to control. I won't go through every version of every type that we've got, but suffice to say that That's the shotguns. Okay, next one we'll look at is a marksman's rifle. Eight in the magazine. You can of course get single shot rifles. Now see how you draw the weapon up, see how the cross is out to begin with. It's like with the marksman, you're taking a breath and getting steady. If you were to shoot straight away, you might miss. Wait for it to get centered and then you're ready to go. See, it's still got the recoil, but it's pretty fast on refire, on reloading the next one in. And that's the kind of time of length you're waiting to reload. That's what happens with the marksman's rifle. Light machine gun. Now the light machine gun is a beast of a machine looking. It fires 100 rounds at a time before you have to change the magazine. Notice how wide the crosshair is. Now then, the more you fire, the narrower it'll get. So it starts quite wide, not very accurate. Good for a group if there's a group of people nearby, but otherwise not very accurate to start with. But it does kick with a great big hit, and you've got a hundred bullets of sustained damage. But notice the time it takes to reload. That's what the light machine gun does. Now then, this time, what I was trying to do then was to try and keep my aim. Using the mouse, I was trying to adjust for the pull and everything else. Let's see what happens this time if I only fire and I don't try and control what's happening. Okay, see how far away I am from the target. So it has the power, it really hits very hard, and 100 rounds in one delivery, but you are going to have to control it, or it will be going all over the place. I really like it, but you do need to bear that in mind. It takes some getting used to some control. Next let's go for the assault rifle. The assault rifle, very, very popular indeed. 65 rounds per magazine. It's very light and easy to use. That is what the crosshair looks like. It's got a very fast reload. Now, it is more accurate than the shotgun, more accurate than the light machine gun. It is faster than both, but doesn't hit as hard. Again, you do need to exercise a bit of control. This is what happens when you don't control it. You can veer off as well. But it's very popular, very easy to use. Take cover, up your pot. Quick burst, single shots, or the whole thing. Very popular. Next. And lastly, the submachine gun. Not the light machine gun that we had earlier, but the submachine gun. Now, the submachine gun does not have a good range. It drops off very, very quickly. It's also not very accurate. It might be termed by some as the spray and pray mechanism. This is what it looks like when you're shooting. Receptacle is like this now, the submachine guns. Again, I'm having to work quite hard to control the area that I'm shooting. This time I'll show what happens when I don't control it. Again, you can see how wide it can go. But the rate of fire, the amount of bullets it can get through its chamber in a short amount of time, means that you can melt things very, very quickly. You can't do it from a long way away at all. You've got to be quite close. But if you are quite close, you'll find that it won't withstand very well. So there we have it. We have the shotguns, we have the light machine guns, we have the marksman rifles, we have the assault rifles, we have the submachine guns, and there's variations in each kind. You can see here the tactical Vector 45 ACP is still another submachine gun. It will behave in the same way as all the others have, so there's variations. You see it's got a short mag, 20, but it's got a fast reload. So there are variations on all of the groups: submachine gun, light machine gun, shotgun, marksman rifle, and assault rifle. Variations on all of them. You pick the one that you like best, the one that suits your gameplay. If you're looking for direct comparisons, you'll be looking for the DPS, which is here. You can see that this showstopper shotgun has a very high DPS at 230, but if you remember, it was slow to reload and not that accurate unless they're close. You've got to bear that in mind. This was very fast, very quick, and you can get a lot of bullets out, very quick to reload, but it wasn't very accurate. The assault rifle was much more accurate, light, easy to use, but now the DPS has dropped. Whereas here, with the marksman rifle, you're doing 110k of damage. Here you don't want to pay so much attention to the damage per second, because you are doing marksman rifle headshots one at a time and 110,000 damage. Obviously, if you're trying to take down a group, the drop in DPS is going to affect you, as will the reload. Lots to think about, lots to do with your style of play, the way that you like to approach different situations. And in our next video we will do a sample mission. I hope this was helpful.